In order to understand the importance of this vote, it's important to go back in time. Back in December 2014, a German TV documentary stated that 99% of Russian athletes were guilty of doping. WADA, which is the World Anti-Doping Agency, took this claim very seriously and decided to investigate. 1 year later, it published its own findings, and basically and these allegations were confirmed, and then as a result, the Russian Athletics Federation was found guilty and received a temporary ban, alongside RUSADA. RUSADA is the Russian Anti-Doping Agency. And this is what this vote is all about, whether or not we should reinstate RUSADA. In 2016, there were more allegations, and also a McLaren report, which is very famous in the world of sport. It shook the world of sport, actually. It claimed that over 1,000 Russian athletes had benefited from a state-sponsored doping program from 2011 to 2015. This was absolutely huge. There were so many Olympic medalists involved that the repercussions were big.
Many were stripped from their medals and everything. Can you tell us
Exactly.
more about, because now we're expecting this vote's result. This might go ahead, this ban might be lifted. Everything indicates that it actually will be lifted. What will it mean for the world of sports and for the World Anti-Doping Agency?
Well, I do think that WADA's reputation is on the line. You have to keep in mind that they were asking for several conditions to be met from Russia. One of them was to accept the findings of the 2015 McLaren report, and the other one was to have access to a drug-tainted lab in Moscow, which they'd been looking into. To date, they haven't. Today, none of these conditions have been met by Russia. And yet we are talking about reinstating RUSADA, which would basically undermine the credibility of WADA, in my opinion. And I do think that either way, whether they vote to reinstate RUSADA or not, the world of sports will be divided. Whether it comes from athletes all around the world who will want to compete on a level playing field. So that's if RUSADA is reinstated. And if it isn't, imagine you're a clean Russian athlete. You would obviously feel as though you're being cheated because you're paying the price for a crime which you haven't committed. So it'll be very interesting to see how WADA reacts following the vote.